The revelations you just heard were originally recorded in 1973 in a recording studio at a radio station in Orange County, California. The radio station had donated the use of the studio and sound equipment, along with the assistance of an engineer, so that a professional recording could be made of several revelations received through the miracle of St. Joseph. Prior to the date scheduled for the recording session, an assistant to Mother Frances compiled a set of typewritten transcripts of revelations that had been received through the miracle of St. Joseph on previous dates. The assistant assumed Mother Frances would simply read from the previously transcribed revelations during the recording session. On the day the recording was scheduled, during the drive to the radio station, the assistant suddenly realized that she had forgotten to bring the folder containing the revelations. In a panic, she pleaded with the others in the car to turn around and drive back to the office where she had left the folder. As everyone in the car would later recall, Mother Frances was not concerned about the missing folder. In fact, she turned calmly to her assistant in the back seat and said with a reassuring smile, "O ye of little faith." With that, they continued the drive to the radio station without turning back to get the folder. When they arrived at the radio station, Mother Frances and the others were greeted by the sound engineer, who would assist them with the recording process. The engineer was surprised when he realized that Mother Frances would not be reading from a prepared text or using notes of any kind during the session. Without knowing the approximate length of what was to be recorded, he was concerned about running out of tape while she was still speaking. Although concerned, the engineer was courteous as he discussed the recording procedures with Mother Frances. It was agreed that Mother would raise her hand to signal the engineer when she was ready to begin speaking, and she would raise her hand again to signal him to stop. She stood before the two large microphones with no script, no notes, and no idea of how long the session might take. Mother Frances gave the signal. The recording started, and God the Father immediately began to speak, followed by our Heavenly Mother, St. Joseph, our Lord, and several saints. A series of 20 revelations were spontaneously delivered and recorded in succession, including revelations from St. Therese of Lisieux, St. Alphonsus Liguori, St. Francis of Assisi, the Sacred Heart, St. Augustine, St. Teresa of Avila, St. Athanasius, St. Joachim, St. Bonaventure, St. Anne, and St. Bernadette. During one revelation, the tape was about to run out, and it unexpectedly began to twist. The engineer, who seemed to sense the importance of the words, worked desperately to hold the tape in place so that Heaven, through Mother Frances, could finish speaking without interruption. When the revelation ended, Mother Frances gave the signal to stop, and amazingly, at that same moment, the tape ran out. Despite the malfunction, the tape did not break and the recording was not damaged. All the revelations were recorded, and no retakes or editing of any kind was necessary. The revelations were preserved on tape exactly as they were spoken by Heaven and delivered through Mother Frances, as witnessed by everyone present in the studio on that autumn day in 1973. From the original master tapes, a double LP record album and a 45 RPM single were produced and released in December of 1973. The original analog master tapes have been digitally remastered and reissued for the first time on this album. The exact order and content of the revelations have been faithfully preserved as they were originally delivered and recorded in 1973, without any editing or sound quality enhancement. If you wish to get more information about the miracle of St. Joseph, please visit our website at www.themiracleofstjoseph.org.